Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How many more examples do the baboons need to realize that they live a lie, a political lie? If not a social lie, at least a political lie. How many examples do they need to realize, or maybe they did realize, that the president-elect of the United States of America is cognitively impaired? And we can't have that. And the fact that he is not removed legally, or the fact that he's not removing himself out of the office, that is criminal. Why? If he is cognitively capable, as he says, and we realize he's not by his statements and actions, when he plunges and shakes hands with and talks shit, all those things are examples of a big decline. You should not be on that job. It's not about election. You elect the best. He's not the best. I would say he's going very fast down. And I have here another example where Mr. President Biden-elect Biden comes and tells us that he spoke with François Mitterrand about a year ago or so, or 2 years ago. Well, François Mitterrand has been dead for about 30 years, 30 years. So, and remember, we all make mistakes. We all sometimes, you think about Putin and you say Lavrov, or you think about Biden and you say, I know, Tom Jones. But you immediately catch it, or at least it's not a pattern of not catching it. That means you let it go as if you didn't realize. We say, hey, I spoke with Putin, I spoke with my uncle. You realize that's the first one you catch. Now, sometimes we don't catch what we said, and we just let it slide. We don't realize it. But if that's a pattern, that means you don't realize it. Because let's say from 10 examples of making this kind of slip of the tongue or mistakes, from 10 examples, you would have at least 8 that you catch it, and 2 you don't. That would be a normal, I think, proportion. 8, maybe 9 to 1 or 8 to 2, but not you don't catch any. Now that's a problem. That means you really believe in what you said. Your brain filtered it and said, yes, what I said is right. Doesn't catch it. Wait a minute, François Mitterrand, I didn't meet François Mitterrand 2 years ago at G7 meeting. That's the latest example. Remember when he showed up at that, when was that, in Kansas or whatever, he went and he called, hey, where's Michelle, or whatever her name, Michelle is here, Michelle, and she has been dead. I think she was a senator that supported him. Hey, Michelle, hey, if you see Michelle, oh, she's not here. She was dead, she died. And he didn't know that. He sent supposedly condolences to Michelle's family, written by he and Dr. Jill. And he went, I don't know, a month ago after that, or 3 weeks ago, a month, and he was looking for her after he sent her condolences. Now, I don't know. I know that that your office sends that, and that was one of many other examples when these guys, you can see that he's gone. The problem is how many times the baboons need to be fooled to realize there's a problem. There's videos, and not all the videos available over there. I'm pretty sure he makes more mistakes that are just not covered. You find them in other places, but not in the corporate media. So what did he do? He thinks that François Mitterrand met him 2 years ago. Remember, this guy is in charge of our military. Now you remove yourself? No, that's why I think this is criminal. If he realizes that and he hides it just because he wants to be in power, for other reasons as well, then that means it's criminal, because you're like in a position somewhere that you're not supposed to be. That means you're a liar. In this case, it's criminal because if you don't remember who you spoke with consistently, that means you can make mistakes, unless it's not you who really leads this country, which is again a mistake, and it's a crime. We have here 3 articles. One, a fact checker, which I don't use, but obviously trying to show the baboons that, hey, even your baboons said that this is accurate what I'm saying. We have White House correspondent from Fox News who asks a diversity hire Her name is Karine Jean-Pierre. She's French. He asked her about, hey, what's going on with this one with Biden? She is the White House spokesperson or woman or whatever she identifies. I don't give a fuck. So anyway, she, instead of saying, yeah, man, he's the dumbass since he made that mistake, she doesn't even talk to the plebe with us, plebeians. Doesn't even talk to us. She's not going to say, well, I'm not going to get into this. Don't you think it's important to know if the president, according to the tapes, is gone? Don't you think it's important? Remember, Karine Jean-Pierre doesn't work for Biden, works for the United States of America. So I think it's her duty to reveal that that guy is gone, not cover for him. But this is the level of our society. We lie because this guy pays me. It's not this guy paying you. It's we pay you. You have a duty to inform us. You have a duty to serve us as a public servant. Us, not Biden. You're not over there to cover Biden's cognitive decline from us. We have, we come before Biden. He just happens to hire you. It could be Biden, could be Michael, could be Tom, could be Gina, could be whomever. It's not that office that really you are, how should I put it, you pledge allegiance to. You are over there working for the government of the United States of America. And she covers it. I understand, but I understand what she needs to do. But I just want to point out, this is the level, is a lie. We live in a lie. And the lie is so big that these guys don't even want to talk about it. They don't even have the counter arguments. And how do they do it? Because they have the power. They say, I'm not going to talk to you about it. Fuck off. What are you going to do? Nothing. Go and vote again. So let me show you these 3 articles. First one, Fox News. Karine Jean-Pierre, the French spokeswoman, dodges question. And the way she dodges this is like the guy who asked the question should feel uncomfortable and feel guilty for asking the question. Dodges, that's how she dodges. The question on Biden's mental health after he claimed to recently meet with long-dead French leader. Now, there she is. I want to tell you a personal story if I get to that point, if I get to that, I have time, about, see, she's dressed decent. I wouldn't wear that, but at least, she wears this little thing, that little thing over there, open here. Her hair is made, impeccable, got some earrings. She looks presentable. It doesn't mean that I like that, right? But presentable, okay? She doesn't, decent, more than decent. I will tell you about, she pays very much attention to her appearance, not to the substance. That's what I'm going to point out from my direct experience with people of this kind. Showing up and teaching us chef. They didn't have much in the head, but they were very well dressed. I don't know if I'm going to have time at the end of this video. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre on Tuesday dodged the question on President Biden's mental and physical health after the president appeared to confuse. No, he didn't appear. He confused him. He did not appear. French President Emmanuel Macron. That tells you Fox News is also involved in the same team, the same boat. Appears to. No, he didn't appear. French President Emmanuel Macron with former French President François Mitterrand, who has been dead for nearly 30 years. The gaffe. No, that's the reality for him. Came during a campaign stop in Las Vegas on Sunday. The president was recalling, making up meetings, a meeting that he had with Macron at the G7 summit in England shortly after he assumed the White House in 2021. But instead of Macron, Biden dropped the name Mitterrand, who was the president of France between 1981 and 1995 and died in 1996. Fox News' Peter Dorsey, this is the Fox News correspondent, on Tuesday questioned how the president could convince large swaths of voters who are worried about his physical and mental health after making these comments, and many others. And this is what she said. This is what she, who represents us, works for us, told the Dorsey, the guy who asked the question. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole with you, sir. We're going to go ahead. What is the rabbit hole? Dorsey asked. You saw the president in Vegas, in California. You've seen the president in South Carolina. You saw him in Michigan. I'll just leave it there. That means I'm not going to even bother to fucking talk to you, plebeian. Go, bye. This is the arrogance of a person working for, she makes about 180 some $1,000 a year. Do you make that money? Just to come over there and look good, but be dumb as fuck and be hired over there as a diversity hire. That is the arrogance of these guys. She's an appointed person with not too much here. She makes a lot of money, and I'm not gonna even talk to, come on, plimba ursu, like we would say in Romania. Go and take the bear for a walk. Yeah, plimba ursu, come on, go. This is the arrogance, my friends, and you pay for her. You pay. Now, do you think that she was supposed to say, yeah, he's an imbecile? Well, in a real society, she should not even have to answer that. That guy should not be in the office. So in a real normal society that we're told we live in, freedom of speech and equality of opportunities, not outcome, opportunities, and freedom of speech and meritocracy, Biden should have been out of the office maybe not in the office, let's start with that one, not even running for the office, not even a senator in a real society. All this happened. Why? Of the great society of Lyndon Johnson. Motherfucker. Let's go. So here we have this one. Bloomberg. Biden confuses European leaders, swaps Kohl and Merkel. Mistakes come days after confusing France's Macron, Mitterrand. Biden 81. It's not the age. I met many old people just like this. Fast. It's not that sharp. He's just sick now. So here we have President Joe Biden once again mixed up European leaders twice in conflating former German Chancellor Helmut Kohl with Angela Merkel while speaking to donors of fundraisers Wednesday in New York. So when she says here, you saw him in California, you saw him in South Carolina, you saw him in Michigan. Yeah, but we also saw him, yesterday again, Wednesday. And this guy wants something from me and I don't want that. So let's move on to the next one. Did Biden say he met with that French President François Mitterrand? Yeah, baboons, right there. That's for the baboons who don't believe, all right? Correct attribution. So not only that, you also have Kohl and Angela Merkel right there. Kohl also is gone for a long time, is out. Now, my little story. When you get a job, depends on what kind of job you get in some, you have to participate. I had to participate in so-called training, and it's a few weeks of training on the job, not on job, this is theory. And you have instructors coming and teach the class, the blah, blah, blah. And this is, I'm talking about governmental job, okay? I'm not talking about private. So you have a bunch of very well-dressed, like Karine Jean-Pierre, exactly like Karine Jean-Pierre, very well-dressed, smelling good, the hair done perfectly. They make a lot of money, make more money than the people who actually work of something. And they talk, and they do, and they're very well-dressed. Where there's other groups, as instructors, they're sloppy, they come and, but it's okay. They, the women and the men, looked good, but not really. So when you ask them questions outside of whatever they are parroting over there from the book, or whatever they got in the papers, if you ask them something to really think, you realize these are 8th graders in their brain. And you think, you look good, you talk good just reading those things or, presenting your PowerPoint. But when it's about thinking, you should not be on the job. So the same thing with Karine Jean-Pierre. And these guys are paid a lot of money as instructors for the government. I know that, okay? But they don't know shit. And that's the level, my friends. Why? They were hired, I think, as diversity hires. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hired them as open the doors. I don't care if they're this or that or this or that. They should not have been on the job. Like Karine Jean-Pierre, she should have not been on that job. But she is. Dressed nice, looks good, wow, that's nice. Very respects herself. She's a lady, but she doesn't, That's the way it is, my friends. Don't you think that money is wasted on those guys? Because I asked a lot of questions and my questions were not well received, obviously. And I kept my mouth a lot because they were making claims, propaganda. You have to love this group. You don't have to hate that group. That was the purpose of all that training that I took in the government. That group is bad. This group should be given from that group. That was the whole thing. And that group is bad because they did in the past, some of that group did something. And when you ask questions, even questions are wrong. Remember here in the United States of America, where I haven't been a kid in the United States of America, but I know from school, it's this thing, there's no such a thing as a bad question. So ask any kind of question. That's a lie. So you teach the children that, and you get an adult, you go to work for the government, you ask the questions, and then you get reprimanded for that? Because the question was wrong, asking the question? Oh, yeah, that happened to me, right? So I said, what the fuck? No question is wrong? Is that there's no wrong questions? Or obviously it is, because by asking a question, the other person understands that you know something about something. And in my case, with my comments, they knew that I was not buying their shit. So they didn't like that a bit, but they were very well dressed, but very dumb. That's a fact. I have names. You want names? I can give names. I'm not going to be that way. But if someone wants to come after me, I have the names. I have no problem with that. I have many things from previous jobs that I have on my record. So, why? Because if you're not a baboon, you think ahead. And if you think ahead, you know what's going to happen, you know what you're going to do, you know what you're aiming at, and you know what the consequences could be. So I'm prepared, and when time comes here, I will reveal little by little my experience in that job, with the government, with this investigation, with that investigation, without revealing names or confidential information, obviously. And it's going to be internal shit. Emails, meetings. Now that we are in the Black History Month, with that I will make a video on that one. That's interesting. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. So that guy should not be in office, first thing, and the other thing is Karine Jean-Pierre should not have that job in the real society that we're talking about that we have, and she treats us like we are peasants. But the baboons act accordingly. They don't have any self-respect. If you don't have self-respect, how in the hell you want someone else to respect you? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.